Hello everybody, happy Tuesday. It's been a minute. Sorry about that. I haven't been feeling well, but I hope you have been, and I hope you've been having a lovely week so far. It's Tuesday, and I was working on, it's pouring rain, and it's just one of those days where I love to either paint or slow stitch and not really think too much about anything much. I've been working slowly, finishing up the Japanese journal and my little Band-Aid box journal, which should be finished probably by Thursday. So I'll do walkthroughs of one on Thursday and maybe one on Friday. And this one should be finished by then too, so I'll do a walkthrough on that as well. This particular journal is, the papers are from Raindrop, Lila, and I've made another traveler's notebook. But before I try in the signatures, I thought I'd come on real quick before I show you what I'm working on for this little project today. And just as I was getting ready to do that, I thought I'm going to show them how I make my cover, because this is US letter size, and Julie from Camellia Crafts, she used an A4, so they're different. And I wanted to show you how I make mine, just in case you're in the US and you wanted to make a US letter size. It's so simple. So let me take my little ephemera out. Everything is from the strawberry kit, except these tags. And because I thought they went well, and they have scripture on them, which I wanted. And other than those, and I'll show you that in a minute. So let me take my signature out, and I haven't added any music paper or any of my older papers or older envelopes or anything. I'm going to use those as part of my ephemera because there were too many pages I loved in this journal, between the layouts, the backgrounds. I mean, it's a beautiful kit, and I'll show you that in a minute. But anyway, so how you make the cover before I glue it. All you do is you take your papers, whichever papers you choose, and you choose what's going to be your front cover and what's going to be your inside cover, okay? You take both papers and you score them at the 9. And you take this paper and you score it at the 9. Then you decide what's going to be your cover. This is going to be my cover, so I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to take my widest part here, and I'm going to simply put it up where I scored it at the 9, and I'm going to fold that over. And I'm only going to glue the top and the bottom here, so that can be a tuck spot. Then I'm going to flip it over. Now, I don't want to cover this up. You can if you don't mind covering this up, but I don't want to. So I'm going to simply take this, I'm going to glue this, and I'm going to glue it down completely, okay? Then I'm only going to glue, after I do that, I'm going to fold it in half like this and press it down with my bone folder, okay, like this. And I don't press it real hard because, you know, you want kind of a little bit of a spine there. And then what I'll do is I'll take it, I'll open it back up, and then underneath here I'll run a bead of glue to the fold. I won't glue here, I'll just glue from here to here, and then from here to here, to leave my opening at the top for my tags or my journaling cards, which will then slide right in the top like this. Okay? Simple, simple, simple. Julie is a genius. So then these are my pages, and they'll go right inside here, and they're beautiful. I'll go through them all in another time because it would take time. Okay, but they're beautiful. I love this kit. That's the cover, but I had to use it again. And there's this one. And then this blue one is really pretty. I have an idea for the cover. I mean for the first page, but it's got a little strawberry down here and a little receipt. And then the back page is gorgeous. This is the back page here. So I've got lots of blues, lots of greens. I love this one too. This one here. And so many of them, I just couldn't cut them off. So I had to fold them. And this one's different than the cover. And then this one's really pretty too. It's a basket of rose strawberries. Goes like that. This stripe I love. This is really pretty. Strawberry cream, Scottish. I mean, there's just too many I couldn't cut down. So I just folded them for flip outs or pockets or what have you. Okay, so that's the journal. And these are my tags that will go inside there. And I'll put this aside for now. And then this is so far all the ephemera I've printed and cut. And there's so many. Some of them are scripture cards that I took from, I think it's the Rosie kit. I know it's the Rosie kit. And there's fussy cuts. There's just so much. This is just a cut off. So I'll probably use that as a journaling card. There's these little squares. Some I've printed on photo paper. Some I've printed on just regular matte cardstock. There's little envelopes. This I love. Hold on. I love this envelope. So you might see a couple of these in there. Isn't that so cool? And I'm going to go into the Americana kit as well because I still have ephemera left from that. So I may be using some of the Americana kit as well. And then I had this from the Rosie collection, which I printed a long time ago at Christmas because I used this kit for my Christmas kit. And I thought that would go really well as well. And then Lydia has a Valentine kit. And, oh, I printed these on photo paper too. They're gorgeous. These are photos. And then these are the Polaroids. And then she had some Valentine cards. And look at these. They're so cute. They don't say anything about Valentine, but they're so sweet. And they're reds and greens. So I'm going to be using those as well. I sized those down. And then, oh, these are just cut-offs I had in my ephemera book from the Rosie collection when I made my journal. So I might use some of those pieces as well. I actually was printing an envelope on the back of it, and then I decided not to use it as an envelope because it was too big. So that's that. There's these tickets, which are great. So anyway, they come out really nice on the photo paper, as you can see. And I use these as like little photographs and different things. And then this is printed on the matte cardstock. So I printed them on both, just in case. I mean, you just never know. But doesn't it look like a little photo? It's so cute. So I have so much. I always do that. But anyway, today's video, I started doing I had made a collage board, which is this, just a small one because I only need a few. And for this, I wanted to show you, for these pieces here, I just used, you know, the, like a neutral background. And then I took Lydia's French strips. I print these on tissue tracing paper because it looks like this is a different one, a different page than this one. So it comes out a little bit darker. But as you can see, I'll just tear one of these. If you use this like this and you tear it, it looks like masking tape. Let me just get the white off so you can actually see it. It kind of looks like masking tape, you know, and then you just put it down wherever. And yeah, it really adds to your masterboard or your collage board or what have you. And then, you know, when you're making something with it, those are there. And what I'm making, I decided to add those, and I'll show you why. Okay, so that's just my little masterboard. I'll probably have to make another one because I'll need it. So I need some pockets. So I'm making little slow stitch, little cluster pockets with my masterboard. And all I did was I took some pieces of fabric that I have. I have this, I pulled out some reds of my sackcloth. And so those are all like sackcloth, and I have like all little pieces. I have some bigger pieces, but in the reds, I don't have a lot of reds. I have tons of pinks and blues and things like that. This one I started already. This one is from my Japanese journal, and I'm almost finished with it. But all I did was I went around the flowers, and then I went here with light pink. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm just putting a backing on it now, and that's sackcloth as well. And so is this. So I'm just going around it now with a blanket stitch with a fine, thin, you know, needle, which is got to be knotted off and done. So that will go in the Japanese journal. I thought that was really pretty to add in the Japanese journal. So I took out some reds and some whites and little pieces of lace and, you know, what have you, to make my little clusters. Okay. And so anyway, I made one cluster already, and all I did was I took a little piece of lace, a little piece of fabric, and another piece of fabric. And what I do is I do fabric, lace, fabric, and then a button. And then I sew the button on, and then once I sew the button on, then I glue the button part, not the fabric, because the glue will come through, but I put a lot of Fabri-Tac around where I sewed the button on, and then I just put it on and I clip it and let it dry. And I've already started stitching here, but I wanted to show you how simple that was. I've done this on camera before, but it's been a long time. I know it's been since at least November, and I wanted to revisit it. So if you'd like to stay, I'll show you how I'm doing it. So let me just pull out my board here that I use for my slow stitch. And you don't have to use this. I mean, you could hold it in your hand and do it. It's just with my arthritis, it's just easier for me to use this. And it keeps me like, you know, whatever. This is just a little, I have a video on how to make this if you ever are interested, but I keep this on my desk so that I always have it if I need to sew a button or what have you. I did pull out a bunch of buttons. I have a bunch of mother of pearl buttons and different things in here. I have a whole bunch of Angela Kerr's buttons here. And then I did pull out some of my vintage and antique buttons here because I noticed the red, so I grabbed it. And then this jar is just a whole bunch of vintage and antique buttons as well. And then I have a whole bag of my children's buttons that I used to take off their clothes when they were little. So anyway, what I did was I always keep these, and these are just those cutting or not cutting mats, but like, yeah, cutting mats or chopping mats from the Dollar Tree. They're pretty good size, and I cut them up for tags and you know, just to kind of see for size. So I took out what size I needed and then placed it, you know, here just so that I'd have the right size for a pocket. And this will go, I don't know where yet, but for example, perhaps, let's see, here would be a good place for this. Okay, so that's what my plan is. And I don't mind that that sticks out a little bit because I think it's pretty and it looks good. You know, it looks good on that side as well. Just peeking out. Actually, that's real close. I didn't even notice that. But that's where I plan on putting that. So let me show you real quick how I stitch this. If you can stitch a button, you can do this. So I always keep, you know, threads in my needles of the colors that I'm using so I don't have to keep rethreading. And I'm going to do some stems for you. So let me pull out my needle with this green. I have a couple of different color greens in here. So let me continue on with this green for now. So I've got 2 strands of DMC thread in here. I just have to knot it, which doesn't matter because the knot usually comes out of the paper, but I love stitching on paper. I think it's so much fun. It's relaxing and it really looks so cute with this little field of flowers. So I just pick a hole and I just use my imagination really as to, you know, what's a stem look like? What's, you know, what's a little piece of grass look like? So I kind of just go in here. Let me pull the camera down so you can see what I'm doing, okay? So let me just stick this in here. I'm gonna pull you down, okay? So hold on. So that you can see what I'm doing. Is that low enough, I wonder? I hope so. Let me push this aside. Okay. So I'm just gonna go in here. And then I think I'll just make a couple of those. So I'll just, and it's a little bit hard to go through. I made the collage board yesterday and then I didn't really feel very well. So I laid back down. I don't know, it's the weather. I don't know what it is, but okay, this is really hard to get through. I don't know why. Maybe I'll need my thimble. Here we go. Just might be, you know, I may have doubled up on the paper somehow. So now I'm going to go back through that bottom hole. I'm going to kind of just go over here and make this little piece over here. Huh. It's kind of hard to go through. I don't know why. I think it's because I used packaging paper, which is very thin, but I think I doubled up in areas. You know what I mean? Like this is probably, it's probably got this piece, and this piece underneath it, you know, how you do. So now I'm gonna go through this and I'm gonna make a stem, which I had no intentions of doing, but it just looked like it needed one. So there's the stem. And it doesn't matter which way it goes. As you can see, it really doesn't matter. So now I'll just kind of go over here. And I'm kind of making just a little field of flowers. And I'm going to add a different color green as well. Probably for some like grasses. So I'll go through here. And I will go through that other little hole. See, I'll just turn it over so I can see what I'm doing, because I don't want to go through that hole. I want to go through this hole here, because if I went through that other hole, I'd pull it through. So I'm going to go through here, and I think I'll make another stem, but I'm going to make it taller. Yeah, there's a couple of pieces of paper under there. And then I think perhaps I'll do another one down here. And go up a little bit higher. And for the little flowers, you can use buttons, you can use, you know, little like roses, you know, the little teeny tiny roses, the little silk roses. You can use anything you want for the flowers. Like some of them I'll probably do like three buttons and then stems. I've done that before. So yeah, that's going through much easier. So I'm just gonna make a few little ones here. And then I'm gonna go over here and get closer here. And go up a little bit higher. Well, no, I'll stay low. And then I'm gonna go in here because I want to attach right there. So I'm just kind of, yeah, I'm not really doing anything scientific for sure. No patterns, no nothing. I'm just kind of going by what I think it would look like. And if you can sew a button, you can certainly do this. So that will go there. I think I'll make a little leaf coming off of that. I don't know if a flower will go there. It might have a petal that looks like it's falling off. I don't know. And then I'll go over here. And then I'll go up. Maybe I'll go up high here. And then I'm going to go back through that bottom hole. And I'll go over to this side now to kind of end it off. Okay? So that's what I'll do with that color green. Now I'm going to add a little bit other green just to kind of, so what I do is I just go through there and then I'm going to go through again, and before I pull it all away, I'm just going to do this and knot that off and put that back there. Okay. So then I think I'll take this color green, which is a lighter, like sort of olive green, here. And I think I'll just go in here and there, just different places, just to add some more color and make it look a little bit different. More like a grass, if you will. So not, it's hard to see in the camera, but it's there. And I'm only using 2 strands of the DMC in this. And same thing with here, 2 strands. So I'm just gonna kind of go here and there with the green, not paying any attention to where the needle is coming up or going down or really anything. I'm just kind of playing, really. Just adding some more color. I might even do a stem here. You know, why not? That's that tough piece right there that is overlapping, which I have to kind of pay attention to that when I'm doing slow stitching on paper, because there. And don't worry about your holes, because I'll show you how you take care of those in a second. But I have to get back through that hole, which I have to turn it over and see where it is. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Nope, that wasn't it, but that's okay. I'm coming up through there anyway. And I'm just going to kind of go over here. And then I'll try to find that little hole, which it doesn't matter if I'm not right in it, but There we go. Make a little stem there. Because I'm basically what I'm doing is making a little field of flowers, if that makes sense, or if it even looks like that. I could have used 3 strands on this color, but it's okay. I like it so far. So again, I'm just gonna fill in down here a little bit. Just make little kind of here and there, really. It'll look great on the page, I'll show you. And then just kind of go up here. I like using the different colors just to add, almost like a painting, you know, to add shading and things like that. I'm learning a lot about shading from Nilda. She did some buttons yesterday, and she did some shading with colored pencils. Her name is Nilda, Scrapbooking with Nilda. I'll leave her a link below. She's an incredible artist. She used to do painting, and I've been watching her painting videos. She has a different channel. She doesn't do it anymore, but she's got a lot of good tips on like shading with colored pencils and different things like that. So I just need to kind of go in here, and I think I'll move over a little bit and maybe put some here and up in here and over here. And you could, you know, by all means, you could color this in. You don't have to slow stitch it, but I just like that look, and I like to do it. So I get pretty much all the way across. And that's about it for the green. Maybe I'll go up this way. And then I'll just tie it off. So now you've got this little, you know, row. I still need to put some of this color over here, I can see, because it's very, very light. So I might use maybe 3 strands when I go the rest of the way over here. Okay, and I'm not worried about the back, because even if I was going to use it as a little journaling card or a tag, now I didn't have enough to knot that. So what I'm going to do is take a little bit of my Fabri-Tac, and I'm just going to go over that thread just a little bit, just so that it doesn't come loose, because like I said, I didn't leave enough thread to knot it. But you could cover this with cardstock and have, you know, a tag or a journaling card or what have you. But I'm using it as a pocket, so I mean, it doesn't really matter what the back looks like. I don't pay attention to that. It'd take way too much time. Of course, my mother-in-law would have a fit. She's probably rolling in her grave. Her needlework, you could not tell the front from the back, and she did every kind of needlework there is. Embroidery, cross stitch. My cross stitch always looked good front and back, but she did, oh my gosh, the most gorgeous. She was very talented. So there's that. Now let me show you how I'm going to do some of the flowers. I did pick a different red. This red is a little bit brighter. It's this one, it's cotton, and it's this one. For this one, it's more of a burgundy, but I've got some yellows, some reds, and now I'm going to add in some burgundies, and then I'll add in some more yellows. So I'm going to go over here with this burgundy. Maybe. Let me find a stem. So I'm going to go over here. Now for this one, I'm going to do a French knot, which is so simple. You just take your needle in your right hand, you thread in your left hand, and you go around 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Then you hold it, you take your needle, you find where that hole was, and that's why it's good for me to have this, because I can stick the pin right into this. Hold it with your thumb, pull that knot, and hold on to that thread until your knot comes through. And you have a little flower, which is a different color than these, which I wanted the different color. And I'm still going to add some more yellows, maybe some other colors as well, I don't know. Maybe a teensy bit of, I don't know, maybe like this color or not. Maybe I'll stick to the reds and the yellows. So let me do another one here. I just wanted to mix up the colors. I didn't want everything to be the same color because, you know, flowers are the same colors. 3. And then I'm going to stick it right back inside that hole. And I'm going to hold that with my thumb. And I'm going to pull it down and hold it until it pulls. And then I think I'll do one more red one, which will be right here. I believe it's there. Yeah, I'll do one more there. And then I'll do some more yellow ones. For these yellow ones, I made like little hearts. But the other yellow ones, I think I'll do a different flower. 2, 3, and back in the same hole. Hold it with your hand, like so, until you, let me just get my thumb up there tighter, and pull it through. You're going through the same hole. And hold it until you pull it through. Okay? So there's some red, and I'll do some yellow. And then this one will be almost done. I'll add some more green, but I'll do maybe 3 strands, because that olive green you can't really see very well. Although I didn't want to see it, you know, I didn't want it to be as dark. Now see this, I have enough to knot it. So just pull it, and there you go. And I love these French tear strips. I just think they really add to a masterboard, or anything really. Now with this yellow, it's different. It's a different color, and it's a different thread. For this yellow, I used a silk from Turkey, which is this. A friend of mine sent it to me, and then I've been winding it on some cardstock, because it just came in like, it was like braided. They use it for saris. So now I'll do some yellow ones, perhaps here. See if I can find that. So maybe here. And I'll do a different flower. I'll do those, you know, that heart. So basically what you do is you go like to the right of that hole, and it just ends up looking like a little heart. So I did that. Now I'm going to go through that same little hole, not the one I just went through, but the one that where I went through first. If I can find it, between the paper and the layers of paper and the thread. Now it's kind of hard to find. So then I'm going to pull this up, and now I'm going to go right across from here and kind of do that, and it looks like just, I don't know, like a little petal, you know. I could even go in the middle here if I can, And I could go like up here just to be different. I mean, I'm making up my own flowers. I'm not really paying close attention to what they look like. I think I'll do one over here too, because this yellow is so pale. I'll put something else in there just to add some more dimension, some more color. I'll get my little field of flowers. See how cute? I think I'll do a little French knot over here. So again, you just take your thread, you go 1, 2, 3, and put it through the same hole. Hold it with your thumb like this and push it through. Keep your thumb on that thread and pull it. And that's it. So I won't continue. I won't continue on. I think I will just put one more little piece in here because it's so faint. But I'm adding a different color, so you've got some shading there. And there you go. It's just, I don't know, it ends up being like a little field of flowers. And I still have more green to add, and you know, some more over here, some more flowers, maybe some yellow. Maybe I'll do that now while I'm here. So over here I'll do another French knot. So 1, 2, 3, back in through the same hole. Hold it with your thumb or finger or however you do it, and just pull it. Cute, right? So I'm going to tie this off, and I'll show you how to get rid of any holes that you might have from your needle. Now, you can use a bone folder, you can use pretty much anything that you have. And this is just an old ball jar. If you go back some videos and want to see how I made this particular pin cushion, and then I glued it on top after I painted this. And I took what was inside and put it outside the ball jar so it would sit on top. And I love it. It works so well. Keeps me organized. So now, if you have any holes, just take a bone folder or whatever. These Tim Holtz scissors have rubber on, like a rubber, or I don't know what this material is, but I just kind of go around and push down on the paper where there might be any holes from the needle. And I am using embroidery needles. So they do make a little bit of a bigger hole. That's a little piece of thread there I want to cut off because it's hanging below. It's knotted, so I'm not worried about it. Now I'll show you what it will look like on a page. Isn't that so cute? I think it looks adorable. And you could even put like little petals down here of different colors, not necessarily the reds, you know, or the yellows. You could do different colors, but I might put some of this red over here and some of this red over here as little petals, just little tiny stitches looking like little petals that fell off, you know, the strawberries or the flowers or what have you. So now this becomes here and just adds so much to a page. Let me just grab something real quick to put in there and show you. Oops. And here we go. And look, she's watering some flowers. How cute, right? I mean, she'd go far, no, that's about as far as she'll go. So I'd probably leave her up a little bit like this in the book. But so adorable. What's the other ones? I might even use her over here, or I could use her as a tuck spot here, right? And then, you know, add something else for this pocket. But here would be great. And then I could use this as a tuck spot for, I don't know, maybe one of these. This is from the Rosie collection as well. These are scripture cards. But, oh, it matches. I didn't even notice that. Or I could do this and perhaps do some scripture cards in here. Anything, you know, just an idea. But I hope you liked that video. I hope it gave you some inspiration and some ideas of what you might be able to do or want to do. And I'll leave Nilda's information in the link below. She is, like I said, a great artist. She has a lot of great ideas. Her outlining with her colored pencils yesterday was really, yeah, it really made a difference. And she actually added some water to her Distress Oxide after she inked, and it kind of made it, it just blended it. It really was amazing. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed that video, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, be well, safe, be kind, and God bless. Bye, everybody.